A small group of the veterinarians in the Army work on infectious disease. The small subset of us that work on infectious disease are concerned with what we refer to as force health protection. And that means specific threats that might impair a soldier's ability to do his job, to do his duty. That's my responsibility, is to understand that, advise DoD how to mitigate, prevent, or control, or avoid those diseases. And so I research infectious disease, especially zoonotic disease, which are diseases transmissible between humans and animals. Highly pathogenic avian influenza, subtype H5N1, became a serious concern in about 2003. The first time it was really noticed was, in fact, in Thailand. We now know through molecular epidemiology that it emerged in China. It was associated with several hundred human deaths and massive impact to the poultry sector. Knowing that influenza virus, an RNA virus, mutates at an extreme rate, there was a real possibility that it could evolve into an organism simultaneously highly pathogenic and highly transmissible. That, by the way, has not happened to date with H5N1. In early 2006, we started hearing of outbreaks of severe disease, primarily in chickens, with high mortality in a chronologically, geographically, stepwise movement. So as the veterinarian on staff at NAMRU 3, I was asked to consult on several outbreaks. And in most cases, those outbreaks then led to a long-term relationship to accomplish what we refer to as capacity building. They were working with national veterinary authorities that did not have the ability to diagnose the agent and therefore were caught in a catch-22. We don't know what it is, therefore we can't do anything about it. Meanwhile, it's smoldering and impacting their agriculture. So they needed help. One of the things that we learned in the last 10 years is that many highly pathogenic avian influenzas can infect and be shed by birds such as ducks and geese that show no clinical signs whatsoever. And so the implication is twofold. One is that those birds might be able to move the virus from place to place geographically. Second is that we need to apply biosecurity standards to separate those birds from the more susceptible species such as chickens. There are many well-documented cases of avian influenza being transmitted across borders by migratory birds, but the vast majority of well-documented cases involve trade. So we know that there are some broad so-called flyways. And so that was a major concern. I had directly conducted a study when I was assigned at NAMRU 3, looking at a flyway that kind of funnels through Egypt. It comes from Eastern Europe and Western Asia, including Russia, through Egypt, through the east coast of the Mediterranean, and then the birds again disperse through Africa. And we hypothesized that in Egypt, we would be able to find highly pathogenic avian influenza in those migratory birds. And we looked. It was an intensive effort and found little to nothing. And as we say in science, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Nonetheless, that failed effort to show, we thought, that highly pathogenic avian influenza moves through these migratory pathways, that failed effort in this case did honestly lend to a change in thinking globally about how the organism moves around the world. My job is fabulous because I get to utilize the resources, the technical resources and the financial resources of the United States to do good around the world. Every day, I'm working with a colleague in a country from Southeast Asia to the Middle East that are eager to be able to do their work better, and I'm able to help them do that work better. I'm a very fortunate, completely serendipitous agent of medical diplomacy throughout the world.